Well, joining me now to discuss is Republican Congressman Kevin Hern from Oklahoma, a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. Congressman, thanks for being with me today. So we're getting word that this thing might happen this week. Congressman, this looks to me like the spend something now plan because the president needs a win as he goes overseas. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Brian, thanks for having me. And you're exactly right. The Democrats are in total disarray. It's like pass anything and tax anyone in order to get the president a win before he goes overseas this week to talk to other leaders. He has failed in every policy that he's had so far. The only thing he's really passed this year is another $1.9 trillion bill earlier this year, and he wants to be able to add to that by passing a $1.5 trillion, if you listen to Senator Manchin, to $3.5 trillion. But let your viewers know that whatever it is, it will cost a lot more than that, because all they're going to do is do gimmicks with the spending plan, start it later, pay for it on a shorter basis. But this is going to be cradle-to-grave welfare for the American people, something that we'll never be able to unravel.
This is what drives me nuts, so I want to dig into this just a little bit more, because you said it. The top line number of this bill doesn't matter. It doesn't tell you anything because it's only talking about a 10-year window of spending that you can play all sorts of games around. So, Congressman, if we get a $1.5 trillion bill, is it essentially the same $3.5 or $4 trillion bill that we were talking about, but with just your usual D.C. gimmicks to make it fit into a number that Manchin can support?
That's all it is. And you hit it right on the head. That's what they're trying to do, is pass these bills to get a foot in the door, much like what they're trying to do by using and weaponizing our banks for the IRS to go out and look at all the bank accounts of all Americans. It originally started out at $600 transaction and then moved it to $10,000. But Secretary Yellen said at $10,000 that was only going to generate $2 trillion. And at $600, it was going to be $7 trillion. Do we honestly believe that they're going to allow $5 trillion just to sit on the ground? They're going to get their nose under the tent, so to speak, so they can start ratcheting that down, much like what they're talking about with this so-called billionaires tax. This is just putting it out there, doing a mark-to-market that Senator Wyden has wanted to do for years to get onto a population of billionaires that won't say anything so that they can start this process and go after every American.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about this tax because, you know, there's the headline title of it. Oh, it's only going to hit 700 billionaires. But if you remember, the income tax was supposed to start out hitting a very small sliver of people, and now everybody's paying it. Congressman, with an unrealized gains tax, you tax the wealthy if they get a gain. When they get a loss the next year, you're going to send them a big check? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, I think you know the answer to that. And there's a question whether it's even constitutional or not under the 16th Amendment, because is it really income if it's unrealized income? So there's a lot of hurdles here that they're going to have to overcome. But, you know, the Progressive Party, the Socialist Democrats must be placating to Biden for the sake of him getting a win, because where are they? They said nothing would come to the table unless they got everything. So that's something also you should look at to see that they're not giving up anything. So there's a gamesmanship going with the spending bill, the infrastructure bill. We've got so used to calling hundreds of billions of dollars just chump change up here, now that all the media out there is just talking about this trillion-dollar infrastructure. So the American people need to know our deficits are run amok. Our debt ceiling just got unlimited. We've got a real problem.
Congressman, God bless the president for going overseas. I don't want to spend a couple $1 trillion to send him over there with what he thinks is a win. Appreciate your time today. Thanks, Congressman Hern.
Have a great day.